Hey everyone, Giselle the Gorgeous here. On this episode, your groomer next door, we will be working on a puppy. This is his first time. He is 8 months old. He has never been groomed before professionally. So this is something very new to him. With puppies, you have to be very patient. Take your time. Do everything one step at a time. And go as slow as you can. And of course have the favorite treat the dog has. What's that? What did he want, some treats? Yummy? Oh no, you're a good boy. What's that? What's that? What's that? Oh, you're a good boy. Alright, one treat. Since he hasn't been blow dried before, that's probably going to be very scary for him, so I'm going to use my dryer on the first setting, and I will also take my nozzle off to make sure that it's not too scary. And if it's too scary, I will switch it to a little hand dryer. I'm going to put a happy hoodie on him to make him feel more comfortable and to reduce the noise, for him not to hate me or the dryer or the grooming process, and learn. Come on, let's put this on. What's that? Oh, he's a good puppy. You good puppy. Here. I'm gonna be baby talking a lot to him, but I will also be strict when I have to. Alrighty, let's start the drying process. I'm gonna put my mask on. I don't wanna inhale all this hair and dead skin and whatever he has on his skin. So, I'm gonna put it on. Alright, big dog. I am going to put this little thing on here. Come on, good boy. Put you on. Come on. Alrighty, good boy. Make sure it's not too tight and make sure it's not too high up. So I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Can you stay for me, Baba? What a good boy. Look at me. Look at me. What a good boy. Alrighty. So my main dryer is pretty powerful, but I took the nozzle off already, and I'm gonna start from behind and gradually go up front. So he gradually gets used to the noise and the air. All right, Baba, come on. So only on the first setting. I know that's a little scary. You're fine, just like trying to support him. The whole body from the underneath to make sure that he doesn't choke himself. Oh, so go boy, and go slowly. Don't do all that. Just go slowly. Good boy. I'm supporting him. Holding my hand on his belly all the way, see, so I can actually lift him. But I'm not pushing him all the way up. I'm just supporting it a little bit. Every puppy is different, so you have to figure out what works the best for every single puppy. What a good boy! What a good boy! And always reward the puppy for good behavior, either with a nice, calm, and gentle voice, or with a treat. What a good boy! What a good boy! Who is a good puppy? Who is a good puppy? He's a good puppy, oh. Good puppy. Good boy. It's getting a little bit hot here. I'm going to turn on my AC, but I'm not going to leave my puppy on the table. It's very unsafe to leave the puppy unattended, so he doesn't jump and choke himself, because they don't really know what the table is or the grooming, so they do some silly stuff, just like the kids. So I'm going to turn on my AC. I'll be right back. Alright. Hopefully the AC is not going to... Oh, it started. It's a little bit noisy now. But that's okay. We're gonna have it dry anyway, so it's gonna be not anyway. Alright, Pop. Let's get it done. You're gonna be a good boy for me. You're gonna be a good boy. You're a good boy. Alright. And I think I'm gonna put my ear protection to stay by mistake. I always keep an eye on the dog, whatever I do. Because they move, jump, and do all the crazy stuff. What a good boy! Look how good you are! Look how good you are! Good boy! Good boy! Your energy and your attitude means a lot. The dogs can feel it. The dogs can feel your energy. If you get frustrated, they will feel it. If you're calm, they will be calm too for you. Try to stay as calm as you can. I know it's hard sometimes, but patience, a lot of patience will make this puppy an amazing doggy for the grooming. See, he learns pretty quickly actually. He is already calmer than when we started. He accepts the dryer. He doesn't fight me as much. And if you get frustrated, take a big breath, inhale, and exhale. And it will help us. If that doesn't help, put the dog on the floor, take a minute, calm down, put the dog back on the table when you're calm. Like I said, dogs can feel your energy, and if you get frustrated, they will get frustrated. The more you fight them, the more they will fight you. Oh, you're good boy! You are such a good boy. I'm so proud of you. Why are you putting your head down? Why are you putting your head down? What's that? What's that? Why? You're a good boy. You are a good boy. Alright. And when I see that the dog starts accepting the dryer and he is calm, doesn't fight me anymore, I'm going to increase the power and see what's going to happen. Good. Oh, and look at you. I'm so proud of you. You're such a good boy. Good boy. I always check whether or not the nucleus is too tight. Whew. I can breathe. Alrighty, so he did really well for the drying. I think he's a pretty good boy. He learns pretty quickly. Now it's the brush, comb, and the clipper. I'm going to use Chris Christensen brush. It's pretty gentle. And I'm going to use a couple of combs. I'm going to use my Element 29 and I'm going to use my Utsumi comb for two reasons. My Element 29, the prep comb, this is my horsepower. This is my comb that I use to either demat the dog, prep the dog, do the heavy stuff. I never use my detail comb, which is my utsumi comb, for dematting or prepping the dog, just because it's not meant for it, you know. You need something heavier, something more sturdy to work on prep work. So I'm going to start with the brush. And I'm gonna start from the back again so the dog gets used to the feeling before you do the face. Good boy! Good boy! Yeah. He's very curious. He wants to see what's going on. His mom does a really good job brushing him. He doesn't have no tangles whatsoever. Like now he thinks that I'm playing with him. He thinks that my brush is his toy. And that is no. It's work time. It's not the play time. No. Good boy. Stop. Stand. Don't bite. No bite. Good. Luckily, I don't have to do a lot of brushing. I know, I'm holding your chin. It's so terrible. Don't bite. No bite. No bite. No bite. No. That's a no. Good boy. Good boy. So, as you see, he was trying to bite me because I was holding his chin. The important thing is to correct it right away with a very sturdy voice. And as soon as the dog stops, you have to reward it with a nice, gentle, calm, the boy that he likes. Like a good boy! Who is a good boy? I'm not pressing my brush, just gentle, very, very gentle brushing. As you see, I'm correcting him. I don't want him to look what I'm doing. He needs to cooperate because he wants to play with the brush. I'm just so happy that his mom is such a good mom. Brushing him all the time. Look how good he looks. Then I'm gonna take my crepe comb, and I'm just gonna comb him. Good boy. Oh. Chop. Good boy. Can I hold him? No bite. No bite. No. Remember? No bite. Good boy. He is very happy to hear that he's a good boy. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. So he's a pleaser. Tap, tap. Chop. No. So it's going to be easier for me to train him. He wants to be a good boy, so that's important. He wants to be a good boy. Come on, get up. No. So every time when he jerks his head, try to bite me, I will correct him. But then I will reward him with a voice. They hear the voice, they don't really understand the words now. So the voice and your energy, treats for sure. So I'm gonna give him favorite treats after we're done. What a good boy! What a good boy! Who is a good boy? I'm gonna work on his face a little bit now, so he gets used to the feeling, gets used to the comb. And I'm gonna take my utsumi comb, which is much finer and lighter. What a good boy! Can you guys see? Oh, I'm so proud of you. Look how good you are. All of this is just the training step before I use the clip on him. I want him to be comfortable me combing the face first before I will do anything with the clipper. And his mom mentioned that he doesn't like his face down, so. Oh wow, you're so good. Who is a good boy? Alrighty. Now the introduction to the clipper. I am going to use my cordless clipper. This is bravura. Don't do that. Alright, I'm going to use my bravura. It's pretty quiet. It's much quieter than the regular corded clipper. It doesn't vibrate as much. So I'm trying to eliminate as much stress as I can because all of this is very new to him. He doesn't know what the clipper is. I'm going to start with just running the clipper without touching him, without running the clipper on his body. So I'm just running the clipper next to him. I'm gonna let him smell it, you know. So he, this is how the dogs learn things. They learn from smelling, from touching, from licking, and all this stuff. So from hearing. I want him to get accustomed to the noise. And it's great that he actually, it's very close to his face and he's kind of bumping into it. So he's trying to learn what this object is. Then I'm going to use the handle of the clipper to run it on his body and to run it on his face. Like I said, to get used to the voice, to the noise, to get used to the vibration. What a good boy! Again, I'm going to start from the back, gradually moving it towards his head. So good, such a good boy, such a good boy. You're a good boy. And I'm gonna run it all over his body. He's very curious what it is. He reacts pretty well to it, so he's pretty comfortable. I'm going to work on his face next. Come on, Baba. I'm gonna hold your chin. Good boy! You're a good boy. And now I'm going to run it on his face and on his head. He's a little bit concerned. He's not sure, so he's coming up. But every time when I go to run it next to his eyes, he's a little bit unsure. But as you can see, I continue talking in a very calm voice, baby talking. He doesn't understand what I'm saying, but he likes my voice. He's a good boy. He's a good boy, yeah. So see, he's a little bit unsure. I'm going to work a little bit more around his face so he gets used to the vibration. What a good boy. So he needs to realize that the vibration and the noise is it's not a scary thing. It's not going to hurt him. Before I put the blade on his snout, I'm gonna make sure that he's comfortable. What a good boy. I probably should move this way so you can see what I'm doing with his face. I'm sorry, Baba. Actually, you know what? Let me move that way so everyone can see what I'm doing with the face. All right. Perfect. Awesome. Such a good dog you are. Who is fabulous? Who is amazing? Who is a good boy? Who is a good puppy? Yeah, good boy. Alrighty, looks like he's pretty comfortable with whatever I'm doing. My next step will be getting closer to his eyes, and this is what he's probably not going to like. So I'm going to use my finger first, holding my clipper without touching his face with the clipper. I'm just going to use my finger. So he realizes that, oh, that's actually a nice gentle touch and it actually doesn't hurt. It's going to take me a minute to get used to it. I'm so proud of you. No. No. All right, let's move you over here so people can see. All right. Cha. And the clip actually is making him come kind of calm because he's used to it already. He knows it's not going to hurt him. But he's still not sure about my finger in between his eyes. But I have to put something in between his eyes to trim that eventually, right? So I will have to put my clipper in between his eyes to get this done. So I'm going to try a different technique. I'm playing with my finger now around his nose so he gets used to it. It looks like he's okay with it now. I'm going to use my clipper so he registers in his mind that the finger, the motion around the snout, and the vibration, that's okay. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Now I feel like he's pretty calm. I don't know if you can see, but he's closing his eyes. I think he's gonna go to sleep. Now I'm gonna change it, and I'm gonna take my clipper, and I'm gonna use my clipper. He gave me a look, so he gave me a scary look. That he's scared. He doesn't know what just happened. So I switch back to the finger, and then I'm gonna use my clipper again in a minute when he's calm. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Look how good you are. And as you can see, the motion of my finger is similar to what I will do with the clipper. What a good boy! I'm so proud of you. I think you deserve a treat for that. You want a treat, boy? Yeah. You want a treat? Good boy. Hey, look at this. Yum, 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 yum. Good boy. Yum, you're proud of you. Good boy. All right. I'm going to switch to my thinning shears to continue working on his face. And this is the thinning shears from Precision Sharp. I actually just got them a couple of days ago, and I'm excited to try them. I always struggle with thinning shears, trying to find the right one. So the scissors is a completely different tool. Now I need to introduce him to the shears. It's a new object, something he's not familiar with. So obviously it will be a little bit scary. So I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with the clipper, and I'm just going to run the scissors over his head, in the corner of his eyes. I know that's scary, isn't it? Hold on, let's not make a mess here, okay? Alright, let's go back. Look at me. Alright, I'm gonna hold it. Good boy. The noise from the shears, the feeling of the metal, the weight of the tool, all matters. And every time when you introduce the new tool to the puppy, it's something scary to them, something new they're not familiar with, and if they're not familiar with, they are cautious. Just like with people too, everything in life that we are not familiar with, it's kind of scary, right? So same thing with the puppies. It takes a little bit of a time to get used to it. What a good boy! What a good boy you are. I know you don't like that. I know. Look, it doesn't hurt. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Not pulling his chin. I'm not pulling the hair with his chin. I'm just slightly holding it. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. No. 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 The dog needs to know when to stop when he does something wrong. No. Good boy. He is more concerned about his right side than his left side. Maybe it's because I'm going with my shears the direction that disturbs his eye. So I'm gonna switch it and go other direction, see how it goes. Good boy. Good boy. So that made a difference. He didn't like the shears over his eye. That's probably something that was very scary for him. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Very good boy. Very good boy. Now he's falling asleep from closing his eyes. Good boy. He's getting a little bit better with me going with the thinning shears above his eye. He's still a little unsure. So it's going to take a little bit of a time for him to get used to it. So I will probably see him in 2 weeks just to do his face and fit and sanitary again before I do the full grooming. With some puppies, I go ahead and do the full grooming depending on how they react and how fast they learn. Like I said, every single dog is different. But look how calm he is now. Can you see, guys? He's really, really calm. He doesn't fight me no more. He still gives me a look when I go above that eye. But it also looks like calming actually calms him down, so I'm going to use that as my technique to calm him down. Every single dog is different. There's going to be a dog who's going to hate your comb, so you will have to use something else. You have to read the body language, you have to read your dog to figure out what works and use it as a reward, something that calms him down. It looks like he's great with the comb, so I'm going to use it as my helper. You're a good boy. I'm very proud of you. The most important thing is not to lose your patience. You see? Can you show them your face? Oh, I don't know if you guys can see. Here you go. That's better. Good boy. I'm actually very pleased with these thinning shears. They blend pretty well, and they look very natural. Look, they have teeth on both sides. Pretty cool. Good boy. As you can see, it took a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of a time for him to realize that I'm not going to hurt him and that I'm not going to give up. And now he's totally fine. He's completely relaxed, and he lets me do what I want to do. Look, he's falling asleep. That's so cute. You're so cute. I love this dog. So that's a big learning process here right now. What I'm gonna do next is I'm actually going to trim his visor very quickly, just to keep going with my thinning shears. Can you guys see? Good boy. So he's used to the noise. But the clippers do make that noise, you know. It can be disturbing at first. Wow, who is a good boy now? Who is a good boy? All right. I use my thinning shears right now around his visor to create more natural, smooth look. But also it's not going to be a real visor. I'm just working on introducing the dog to the tools. All right, are you gonna let me do your team today? What do you think? What do you think? Now there's gonna be another completely different type of handling right now. It's something new to him again. So instead of holding him by the chin here, I will have to teach him how I'm gonna hold his snout. Now I am going to hold his snout, but I'm not going to squeeze it. I'm only going lightly touch it and manipulate it and direct it to the direction where I need it to be. Very often with the smaller dogs, the lighter the touch, the better they respond. He seems to be tired now, so he's gonna give up. He's gonna give up for me. He's gonna give up his struggle. He's a good boy. So I'm gonna hold, and actually there are two ways that how I hold the snout. I can hold it with my finger on the top of the snout, and another thumb underneath. And he seems to be okay with that. Another technique that I use a lot is using my 3 fingers with the middle finger on top of his snout, and point finger and the ring finger on the side of his snout, and my thumb on the bottom. Very, very light touch. And he seems to be okay for that, so that's great. That's a good news. All right, sweetheart. Sit down. Good boy. Look how good you are. Look how good you are. Good boy. Good boy. All right. He seems to respond to it pretty well. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. That's a sign that we are learning. Yeah. I'm not going to do anything crazy today with his face. There's going to be kind of a round face. Like I said, it's just the introduction. Today is just the introduction. What was that? What was that? So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do his feet. Feet is another challenge. Many dogs don't like the feet being touched. They do not like the nails done. Very often the dogs are sensitive to the vibration and maybe a little bit ticklish on the feet. So we'll see how he does, but that's going to be a part of this training today, and we have to get it done so he is familiar with it for the next time. Good boy. And again, I'm going to use my bravura by Wall, and this is lithium. And I'm going to use my Chris Christensen brush. I'm going to brush his feet. And now again, he's curious. See, he's like, what's that? Same technique that I used on his face. I'm just going to roll the clipper with the noise and vibration on his feet first. And he is very curious. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Good boy! Good boy! Just because he is already used to the noise, vibration, and the feeling of the clipper on his body, He's pretty much okay with it. He is yawning, and I'm not sure if he's yawning if he's tired or if he's stressed. So, but he seems pretty comfortable, so he's just laying down there for me. Good boy. I'm not going to dig in, because like I said, this is his first time. And I'm going to let him to lay down. I want him to be as comfortable as he can, so he developed that really good association with the grooming, something that he actually can enjoy, you know. Good boy. And as you see, I started with the back legs. I always start from the back with the puppies. So by the time I move up front, they're already familiar with the object, familiar with the motions, and they will be more acceptable for the feet, for the front. The way how you hold the feet is always in a natural direction, in a direction the dog would naturally walk. So I wouldn't pull it separate direction. They don't have the wings, they have the legs, so they walk straight forward. They don't work sideways. So now he's laying down for me, so I'm going to just pick up his food and I'm going just to shade the food. He's doing very well, so I'm not going to stress it out too much. And if he wants to lay down for me, that's fine. Good boy. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to do his sanitary. That's another part of the body. So, that's another motion. And he also needs to learn that me holding his tail up, that's fine. And it's all very, very light motions. I'm not putting my clipper on his skin just yet. And I'm kind of skimming it. Now, that's another thing that's very important I do on every dog. I don't go up the anus. It's because you don't want to accidentally cut it. There might be some skin sticking out, especially with the older dogs. They may have some moles or something going on with an anal gland. So, you know, and when you pick up the tail, you obviously expose a lot of skin there. So it's not safe to go up the anus. You can easily cut it. What I do is I put my clipper on the side of the anus, just for the anus start. Whoop, with this. And then I go sideways. It's a little bit too close for him. So he like, whoop, with that. He was fine until he got a little bit closer to the skin. Good boy. What the? What the? Don't eat your tail. Good boy. Now we're gonna do his sanitary. With the little dogs, I like to pick them up and go up his belly. So I'm going to train him to get used to it in this position. What a good boy. I'm using a 9 setting, but I'm not going down to the skin. I'm not going to use it on the skin like this. I'm just going to skim it. I don't want to clipper from this dog. His skin is very sensitive right now, not used to the clipper. We don't want any after effects. This dog is so adorable. You want to go home with me? Huh? Do you want to go home with me? Come on, Baba. Stand. Good boy. Alright. To get the sides, I'm going to pick up the leg just the way how the dog would go use the bathroom. That's it. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Come on, Baba. Come on, Baba. Good boy. Good boy. Alright, that's a good boy. Alrighty, he is all done. He got a bath. He was blow dried. I did his sanitary, I cleaned his face, and I cleaned his feet. That's all he's going to have for today. And I'm gonna give him nice treat because he was a good boy. He was a good boy, and I want him to love me when he leaves. Here you go. No? Are you ready to go home? You a good boy? You a good boy? He's a good boy. He doesn't want to, so he's down with me. But anyway, his mom is here, and I'm pretty happy what we did today. It was a very good learning experience. Ready to go home and be happy. Alright, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time.